Camera.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For Isaac Brown, Jake Fennell, I am Zach Austin. Live just a little bit early tonight. We got some special guests up here with us. Got Mr. Coach Goers, Miss Carmen Kent up here of the girls basketball team. How are y'all tonight?
Doing good.
We're good.
Good.
Yep.
So, got 2 games going. You've had 2 games so far.
Yes.
And gone pretty good, right?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're just starting out, trying to find ourselves a little bit. We played against Western Yell and did well. We won that game, and then went up to Hector last night, and hard-fought game, but we came up a little short.
Yeah.
But they're a very well-coached team, good team.
Right.
Have some girls that are, maybe next-level type girls, and we didn't give up. And I think we're trying to find ourselves, and we are on the way there after last night for sure.
Right. So, Coach, I'll let you introduce another special guest you got.
Yeah,
with
we
you.
have Carmen Kent with us. Yeah, off and on, 3-year starter.
Right.
Because of injury and whatnot.
Yeah.
She's a multi-sport athlete, straight A student.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Carmen, you want to come up and talk on radio? Well, on the internet,
Yeah,
however
right.
you want to put it, right? And she said, sure, let me go. She's always looking for opportunities. So, yeah, we got Carmen Kent with us.
Nice. So, Carmen, what's something you like about basketball?
I like the game. I like being in the game. I like thinking. I like to think basketball, if that makes any sense.
Right,
I
yep.
like to anticipate different passing or different passes to me. And I like my team. I love my team, actually. I've been
Right.
playing with that same team since like 3rd grade. And
Yeah.
they're a big part of my life.
That's good. And you are coming off a very big year last year. And, correct me if I'm wrong, got to go to state. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we came off 29-0 for a streak, and then we finished up, we're 27-0, then we finished up 29-2.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we went to the Elite 8, but this group's still hungry, and they're ready
Yeah.
to make their own legacy. And we lost 4 great seniors, but this group of seniors and the supporting cast, well, the younger girls, they're ready to achieve the same, well, not the same, but similar goals.
Right.
And we really believe we can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what's something you have been working on, Coach?
Well, like I said, we're trying to kind of find our identity a little
Right.
bit. Every team's made up differently, and where some teams are kind of spread out and they flourish in spacing and movement. Some teams flourish in a little bit more of a post game, more of inside out. And I think that's where we're leaning a little bit more of a 2-post look this year. We're still going to run. We're still going to try to put a great product out there that people can come and watch and sit on the edge of their seats and get excited about. But I really feel like these games, we scheduled really, really tough opponents. Really, the last one, and we played Mansfield at Mansfield, who was very tough this year, and then we play Lamar at Lamar next week.
Yeah.
They're all school night games. They're all road games, and I think by the end of that period of time, we'll have a good feel on what we can be good at against the best competition in the state.
Right.
So that's where we're at with this group right now.
So that's pretty good. I mean, especially scheduling, hard teams like that. And then you got some leaders coming back like Carmen,
Yes.
and final year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe what's a personal goal for you, Carmen? What would you like to attribute?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, everybody in basketball normally wants to do a triple-double. I would really lean – of course I want to do that, but I want to be more of a leader to my team and my teammates. I want to show them the legacy that they should have, or they should have a mindset of to create that legacy within the next few years. I want to be a leader to them.
Right. Well, that's good. And tell the people that's listening and watching, what position do you play in basketball?
I am mainly a post.
Post.
Yep.
Hey, I like that. I like that position. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So get a lot of rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Physically and mentally tough.
Right. And you got to have a lot of players like that too, Coach, right?
Post defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Post defense, not scared. Won't back down from the other team's most physical players. She gives us that presence, and as she, and like we said, she is kind of. It's been tough because she was hurt last year.
Yes.
And she's a very busy young lady. She just came out of volleyball.
Yeah.
And then wasn't feeling. As soon as we got her, she wasn't feeling good. She was sick for about a week, but now we feel like last few days she's been feeling better. Last night she got some great minutes, and we have a great rotation in the post between her and Lindley Garrett and Kara Miller, and we'll even put Lee Swin in there a little bit.
Right.
And I really think we can, like I said before, a nice inside-out game.
Yeah.
You know, they can create for the outside shots if we go and give them the ball. They're very unselfish.
Right.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that. In a lot of teams, you don't have that where people's unselfish, and you can't really teach that.
Yeah.
And, watching just a little bit of it, you can see that, work as a team and just to continue to get better. And, I mean, the sky's the limit, honestly, with y'all, Carmen. And so, I can't wait to actually, watch y'all. It's exciting.
We appreciate it. Appreciate you having come up here tonight.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to a great sloppy game tonight. Great playoff weather.
Yeah, it's definitely playoff weather. Carmen, y'all going to do a lot of cheering tonight?
We are going to do a lot of cheering, to the best of our ability, at least.
Right, yeah. So, anything else before y'all head out of here?
Well, we're looking forward to a great season, and like I said before, we'll definitely do everything we can to put a great product out there for folks to come out and be proud of. And our kids are gonna. Even tonight, last night I was really proud of the girls. Mm-hmm. We had some serious adversity last night, and we were pushed to our limits early in the season, and we ended up losing, but we lost with class.
Right.
We didn't always get the best calls, and shots didn't always go in, but our body language was great, and we just want to do everything we can to represent this community in the best way we can. And for the most part, the last 2 years, we've averaged a 3.8 grade point average as a team, and we're working. The girls brought me their grades and their planners today, and that's a goal of ours too. So, well-rounded people like Carmen and leaders, and we want the little girls in this community to look up to them and say, hey, we want to be just like them.
Yeah.
Every way, shape, or form.
Right.
So they work really hard, and just come out and watch us play. We appreciate you.
Hey, when is y'all's next home game?
December.
It's the
tournament.
Yeah, it's the tournament.
Okay.
So right after Thanksgiving, it's Tuesday.
Okay.
Right after Thanksgiving is our next home game.
Right on.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, y'all come out and y'all watch them, support them, and definitely look forward to a great year, you two. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll take a little break and be right back. And we are back here, Bearcat Stadium, home of champions, right off DJ George Drive, Shield Field, Don Elmore Press Box. If you're just joining us, we had some very special guests earlier, Coach Tim Goers, and Miss Carmen Kent from the Lady Bearcats basketball team. Had them come up here and talk about basketball this upcoming season. They've had 2 games so far this year. Done pretty good. Well, I guess they're won 1 and lost 1, so that's not bad. But still, after the season they had last year and them listening to them talk this year, the sky's honestly the limit. Got some good senior leaders, some good leaders like Miss Carmen Kent playing down in the post area. So y'all come out and support the Bearcats and the Lady Cats as well. So I'm very excited for basketball season coming up, guys. And it's, football tonight, but hey, also got some basketball going on. But tonight we're going to talk about some football.
That's right. I'm fired up, man. We're hosting Junction City here tonight with a chance to continue toward the ultimate goal. And both these teams are historic programs,
right,
coming in with high expectations. Junction City coming in as a 4 seed right now,
yes,
and that is not up to par for them. And
no.
Over the past few years, you've seen them when they were down in 2A. They dominated that for a good number of years, had some high prospects taken out of there. And even in down years, where you're coming in as a 4 seed, the name in itself means something. And you see Junction coming in, they're ready to roll. And we'll see how this plays out, man. We got us a cold, rainy night here.
It is.
Empty house for the most part. So we'll it's going to be a little bit different environment, I guess what I'm trying to say. And
it'll be a little different.
We'll see what we come up with here, man, but I'm ready to see it, get this thing going.
Yeah, Junction City, they come in ranked number 27th in Class 3A. They come in 4-5 overall, 2-3 in conference. Now, they come out of Conference 3A5. That conference, they only had 6 teams in that conference.
Right.
I had a couple teams drop out due to 8-man. Your Booneville Bearcats come in number 5 in Class 3A, 8-2 overall, and 6-1 in conference play. Bearcats are the 2 seed out of the 3A1. This is the second ever meeting between the 2 schools. Booneville leads the series 1-0. Last meeting, and the first meeting was back in 1986.
Big year.
Big year, very big year. Your Booneville Bearcats won 6-0. And that game is also on YouTube. I believe on Junction's website, but I've come across it on YouTube and watched it here a while back. Very good game. They had a very high touted running back come in. He was leading the state in rushing. He had about 1,800 yards, almost 2,000 yards rushing that year as a sophomore. And a lot of times that don't happen. You have a sophomore come up, and he's going to produce almost 2,000 yards. And Booneville Bearcats come away with the win on the way to the first ever state championship in Bearcat history. So very big game back then and a very big game here tonight. We'll talk a little stats real quick. Well, I'll tell you what. No, we won't. We've got some other history stuff we're going to go over, Mr. History Teacher.
Okay.
All right. So tonight, this Bearcat team will be attempting to notch the 75th playoff win in the history of Bearcat program. So that's just the playoff wins.
That's incredible, man, just to think. We're extremely fortunate to have the success that we've had. Even in our down years, we have made a little noise.
We have made a little noise.
That's a testament to, the kids and their work ethic coming through, the coaches and staff that help prepare them, and the community in itself. Man, we're extremely fortunate to be where we are, playing under these lights, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. I mean, you're going to have years where you've got a lot of success, and down years, we've seen it. The one that comes to my mind is, 2013, we won a state title. 2014, we're just seconds away from competing for another title.
That's right.
And then the next year, everybody's gone, and we have a rough year. And then by the end, we're beating the number 2 team in the state.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's rare that you see stuff like that, man. it's a special place for sure.
It definitely is, and this is the 46th time the Bearcats are in the playoffs, and the 26th consecutive season that we're in the playoffs. We're doing the pledge real quick. We'll take a break and come right back with some more stuff. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium for Isaac Brown, Jake Fennell. I'm Zach Austin, and we're just about 5 or so minutes away from kickoff here. But as we were saying, this is the 26th consecutive season, going on the 26th or 27th consecutive year that the Cats have made the playoffs. And like you were saying a while ago, Jake, having a little down year here and there, and Cats still make the playoffs. Kind of like Junction, kind of having a down year, but Isaac was telling me this is their going on their 25th consecutive season as well for making the playoffs. So you got two historic programs battling tonight. I know they're 4-5, but I will tell you, folks, if the Cats don't show up and play tonight, we're going to have ourselves a ball game on our hands. And I definitely wouldn't underestimate the Dragons. Playing really, really good ball right now. They've won 3 of the last 4 games. And they lost to the 2 seed, which is Smackover, which is a game we'll be watching tonight. Smackover in Barton. If the Buckaroos beat the Bears from Barton, we will travel to Smackover. But if the Bears pull off the upset, we'll be back here at Bearcat Stadium next week.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
That's what we are
going for. And so the Dragons, they only lost to Smackover by 2 points. So they got a couple guys on their team that can play. We're going to talk some stats real quick for you folks. Looks like we got some captains, though, coming out. Number 10, get the roster here. 10 for Junction City. That's going to be Williams. And, well, here comes our captain for the Cats, number 5. It's your senior, Mr. Dunn Daniel. Looks like the other captains for the Dragons is going to be number 2, that's Key. Is that right, Jake? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We've got different rosters. His looks way different than mine, so one of us is right and one of us is me. So we'll see.
We'll find out as the game goes on, too.
We'll see.
Number 65 for the Dragons as well is Estrada. I don't know who the other kid is. 6. That's going to be their quarterback, the Bow.
You see the number better on his back.
Okay. But that's your captains for the Bearcats and the Dragons. A couple stats for the Dragons. Their quarterback, number 6, the Bow. Now, before I say all this, I've only got stats for 7 games. On the same app that Glenn uses, they only have 7 game stats. There's 2 games they was missing, so I just went ahead and went with that. So somebody from Junction or somebody comes across this is only going off the 7 game stats I was able to find. But through 7 games, he's got 680 yards through the air and 404 yards on the ground. Their leading rusher is going to be number 4. And it looks like Junction has won the toss, has elected to receive, and your Bearcats will be defending the old field house, which is going to be towards the west. Did you nervous I was going to say the east, Isaac?
I was a little.
So it is starting to pick up again, raining. A cold, rainy night. Playoff weather, definitely for sure. But another guy to watch out for in the backfield for the Dragons is number 4, Williams. He leading the team with 681 yards. And another guy is number 8, Hayden Hudson. He has 342 yards on the ground. Now they got a couple tall guys at receiver, number 2 and number 7. Number 2, Key, he has 195 yards, and Carter, number 7, he's got 318 yards receiving. Was able to watch a couple films on the Dragons. They'll do shotgun formation, and was able to watch part of the Gurdon game from last week, and they kind of run a shotgun with wingbacks, kind of like a wing T shotgun, so honestly what it looks like to me. They'll do trips, they'll do doubles to each side, they'll run it, kind of do what the Cats do out of shotgun in a way, Jake and Isaac.
Right.
So there's some individual stats for them. A couple guys to watch out for on the defense for them is going to be number 8, Hudson. He's got 26 tackles, and their leading tackler is their quarterback with 41 tackles, DeBow. He's the playmaker for them.
He is a playmaker, man. From what film I could watch, he does it through the air, he does it on the ground, does it on the defensive side. Name's going to be called often tonight, I have a feeling. And he's going to be one of the key players to stop tonight.
Yeah.
The good news is they do throw the ball a lot. That's how they've seen a lot of success throughout the year, and this isn't necessarily the perfect type of weather for that game plan. So,
no, it's not.
How many times have we seen a team come into Booneville and it's raining
yeah.
in the playoffs? It feels like every year that happens.
Right.
It should be a good game, man. I'm excited. We talked earlier, even though they're down, the name itself means something.
Yes.
You look at a team coming in, you found Booneville and they're on a down year, but you're still playing Booneville.
Exactly.
And that's been the mindset we've had. And as historic and as prideful as we are, it's the same on that side over down in Junction City. So I expect a big one, big game coming out. They're going to be excited, ready to go. They've been on a bus all day today, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Look for the Cats to get a big stop right here, hopefully, and strike early.
Hopefully so. And we're going to be on defense first, so a couple of names to watch for on the Cats' defense. Your leading tackler is Mr. Dax Goff. He's got 6 to 8 tackles on the year. Damari Poole's got 43 stops on the year, and Dunn Daniel, he's your second leading tackler with 49 tackles. And Cody Elliott, he's got 44 tackles as well. Had a good write-up on him earlier this week. Here's the kick, and it's just going to let it bounce. It's fielded by number 5. He's got that's the Bow. And he's going to be wrapped up by number 24. That's Garrick Barr. And the Dragons offense is going to come out on the field.
All right, key to the game here is to strike early.
Yes.
For both teams. Both teams got to feel like they've got to score every time they touch the ball in order to win this thing.
And Junction likes to do that. Sorry, Jake.
No, you're good. And yeah, that's the thing. Both teams are quick strike, have quick strike potential, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And big thing for the Bearcat defense to get a stop right here. We're healthy. We're all back.
You got trips to the right. It's going to be handoff to number 4. That's Williams up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by big old Chase Plumell, Brett Welling, and Mr. 66, David Hicks.
I talked to the coaches throughout the week, and that was the big thing that they felt confident on, that the interior of their line was going to be able to outplay theirs. So we'll see what they do here. That's a good stop and a good start to our game plan.
Very good start for the Cats. Number 7 is going to be the lone man over here on this side. That's Jay Carter. Got a false start on the far side as the Cats shift.
Yep, shift got him. Looking to get a big jump a little bit early here. A little ANC coming in. You got the rain, you got the weather, a lot going on that you're not necessarily comfortable with. You see that shift, and he fortunately takes that big hop forward.
And sometimes out of this trip set, they'll do a little receiver screen to that far side over there. So that, and sometimes they'll do little slant routes. We'll see what they got cooked up here. They like to do another handoff. DeBoe's going to keep it on the right-hand side, and he's going to have the first down up over to the 45 to midfield. And what a lick by Mr. Brendan Dove.
Yeah, that's a good hit by Brendan, but a great run right there by DeBoe, getting around the right-hand side of that line. We mentioned earlier he's their big playmaker and a name that we're going to be calling out often tonight. And right there he showed a little bit of his skill set on the ground.
Yeah, I will say I want to brag on that one lineman. He got just enough block on Dax to where Dax couldn't get him right there on the edge. And we'll see what we got cooking up here for the Dragons. 10:55 left to go here in the first. And it's going to be hand off to Williams again, and he's stopped. You got Chase Plumell and the freshman Hunter Warren on the stop.
It's a good bounce back play right there by our defense. Again, interior line able to get in and get a big stop right there, shed their blocker and get a big lick on him right there. It's going to be a gain of nothing, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Ball's going to be on the 48-yard line of the Bearcats. 10:30 left to go here in the first quarter. Trips to the left, one to the right. DeBoe's going to be your quarterback. Williams is your halfback. Got a pass over here to number 2. High pass, and he's going to catch that. You got Brooks and number 2, Brendan Dove, on the stop. And I thought he almost dropped it there for a second, honestly.
That almost looked a little bit like a shot put coming out of his hand, just kind of. And that's going to be the issue tonight. That ball's going to be wet. It don't matter how many times you rotate that thing in. As soon as a new one comes in, it's going to be wet. So that's going to be something that Booneville needs to key on, take advantage of on the wayward passes.
Got trips to the left over here, one to the right. DeBoe's your quarterback, and he's going to be looking. And oh, man. Oh, wow.
Nearly intercepted right there by Jay
Wow,
Slosser.
yeah.
That was a good read by him. Quarterback's throw was overthrown just a little bit. I believe it was.
Was that to Key?
Key.
I think so.
Key. He's a senior, 6'3", and every bit of it.
He
a tall,
is.
lanky kid. And it looked like the pass just sailed him a little bit and nearly falls into the arms of our sophomore
safety there. That was almost a
safety
Sports
and Jay
Center's
Swashburn.
top 10 catch right there by Williams. DeBoe's going to be your punter. And here's the punt. And it's kind of take a dragon row. And it's going to be down about the 10-yard line with 10:04 left to go here in the first. So give you a couple guys to watch out for on the Bearcat offense. Our leading rusher is Mr. Daxgoff. He's got 1,564 yards on the year. Cody Elliott, 878 yards on the year. Needs 122 to reach 1,000 yards. And Mr. Trace Hall, 989 yards. So he only needs around 12 yards to reach 1,000. And I couldn't tell you the last time we had 3 guys with over 1,000 yards rushing. Not off the top of my head anyways at the moment. And it's going to be a handoff to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. And gets up to about the 15, 14-yard line there.
Guys, tonight's game plan, my game plan, is what I'm going to call a stay safe game plan. What I mean by that is you've got to play this thing safe. You've got to hold on to the ball, this rain falling. We've seen multiple times throughout the year where fumbles have cost us a little, here and there. We saw it big early on in the season. It's going to be important to be able to hold on to that thing tonight.
So we got an offsides penalty there against the Dragons. Makes it 2nd and 2 with 9:41 left to go here in the first quarter. Ball's on the 18-yard line of the Bearcats. PT comes up under center, and Goff goes in motion. Hand off to your fullback, Cody Elliott. He's going to have the first down. He's going to be wrapped up by number 10. That's Williams. St. Anthony Williams. I think I said that right. Because we got 2 Williams there.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
And right there, that's just a good little run. You know, nothing special about it, 4 yards, and that may be our game plan tonight.
Yeah.
Just have to beat it up the middle and find a way to push that thing in.
Hall goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Elliott. We got a flag coming in. It may be
2 guys in motion.
Yeah. And I tell you what, guys, that rain is really coming down now. Compared, I mean, it's coming down a good while ago, but it seems like it's coming down some more now.
I'll tell you what it reminds me a little bit of is that game in Osceola back in, you know which one I'm talking about.
2008.
2008.
Yeah.
Just cold, wet, no fun.
That was no fun.
It was not.
Water was froze before the game even started.
Yeah, it was miserable. We thought right there that was going to be a penalty charge to the Bearcats for 2-minute motion there, illegal motion, but it was caught a break there. It was against
what was the call, Isaac?
The Dragons.
You're going to have 2 receivers out to the left for the Cats. That's going to be number 1, Brooks Herrera, number 11, that's Washburn. PT's going to be your quarterback. Hall's your right halfback. Goff's your left halfback. Hall goes in motion, gets the handoff on the left-hand side. Upended by number 15. That is Thurman.
Jackson Thurman with the tackle right there. It's a good little 5-yard pickup by Hall. Tried to plant his foot to cut a little bit, and he didn't go anywhere, and that's going to be the case throughout the night. It's going to be hard to make a move in this rainfall.
It is. Hall goes in motion, and it's going to be a pitch to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. Dax cuts back inside, and that's a face mask there against the Dragons. They're going to have the first down, though, and it should be from the spot of the foul. See if it's 5 or 15 yard.
Looks like he was tackled right at the line to gain. Yep, they're going to play that right there on the line to gain, plus another, looks like 15-yard step off here. So that's a big play for the Bearcats. Going to move us into Dragon territory. Ball going to be placed at about the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Booneville.
PT's looking to the sideline. Hey, we'll give some of those guys on the front of the line some shout-out. Your center is going to be number 75, Lance Sims. 55, Brett Welling is your right guard. Cameron Osborne, number 70, is your right tackle. Hand off to Cody Elliott on the right-hand side. Cody's able to get through 1 tackle and gets it maybe about 3, almost 4 yards there on the carry. He was stopped by number 67, Ivy. Pretty good-sized fella right there.
Bearcats to the line quick here.
Goff goes in motion and offsides against the Dragons, and they're just a little antsy. You can kind of see that tonight.
Yeah, they're looking to make a big play and get a jump, and that's 3 times now that somebody has come across the line for the Dragons, and that's the little things that you can't do when you're playing a team that controls the clock like this.
Yes.
You're just continuing these drives, prolonging them. But again, Booneville's going to take it any chance they get. We do have a huddle here.
I guess we'll find out what they're talking about, but
oh, we've got a false start penalty charge.
Well, okay, I spoke too soon. Yeah.
So again, I just talked about how that's shooting yourself in the foot, something you can't do. This is something that we've seen throughout the year with this Booneville team that's cleaned up a little bit in the last couple of weeks, but that was the penalties.
Yeah.
Had a big play there, raced by the penalty. It's going to bring it back to 2nd and 11 now.
Yeah, that puts the ball all the way back at the 38-yard line of the Dragons. 7:30 left to go here in the first quarter. 12 seconds on the play clock. 1 receiver to either side for the Cats. Hand off to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. Dax cuts up the middle, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats. Oh, yep. Got a flag on the far side, Isaac just pointed out.
He ran into a coach, I think.
Oh, he ran to the coach?
Yeah. he's doubled over there. He was on the ground.
Oh, I wondered why. I just thought he was upset or something. That hurts.
Flag on the play. That's going to be a sideline warning, probably the first time.
Yeah. So like you said, it's sideline warning. So nothing will happen this time, and next time it will.
Hopefully there is no next time. That's the worst when something like that happens.
Right. Hopefully coach is all right over there. It's going to bring on Marcos Mujor to do the PAT here for the Cats. PT to hold. Goff is going to be your long snapper. Snap, the hold is good. Kick is up, and it is good. So 7:16 left to go here in the first quarter. Your Bearcats are on top, 7-0. We'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium. And
that's the start we needed.
It is the start we needed. And we're moving.
He got the penalty on him.
Oh, he got the penalty on him?
He did get a warning.
Oh, he got the penalty on him. Okay, okay. Well,
I guess it was severe enough where they thought he needed it. So.
Well, I mean,
may have been way out on the field.
He may have been, I don't know.
Not just a step up.
So 7:16 left to go here in the first quarter. Cats to kick off to the Dragons. Good kick here, about one into the end zone. That's going to bring out the Dragons for the second possession of the game. Cats defense did pretty good. DeBose did pretty good running the ball for the Dragons. Got up over midfield, and Cats stepped up and stopped them.
Yeah, you saw with DeBoe right off the bat, you saw what he's able to do with his legs.
Yes.
They, like I was saying earlier, a lot of their bread and butter is through the air. They like to throw. They like little short routes, and that's just not going to be an easy feat tonight in this weather. So Booneville needs to take advantage of that, but understand that it is an option for them both in the air and on the ground.
We head up to Williams, number 4. That little wing T shotgun formation is kind of what I'm calling. That's what it looks like.
It's a good
tackle
right there. He's brought down by 35. Hunter Warren, one of our 2 freshmen that have been moved up to the team. Gain of about 3 yards, 2nd and 7 coming up.
And Hunter, he's got 6.5 tackles on the year. That's just in 2 games.
Yeah, he's made his name known early.
DeBoe with the pass. What a throw. And it's caught by number 7. And Tracy's going to lose his feet. And he's going to go all the way for a touchdown for the Dragons. That was, I mean, could have asked for better coverage. Yeah.
It's pretty good coverage. It's a well-placed ball. Hit him in stride. Doesn't quite get his head turned around quick enough to make a play on the ball, and unfortunately it falls into his hands. Mix it in with the weather. Slipping and sliding on the ground. Finds himself on the floor. Junction City in the end zone. Looking to set up a swing and gate formation here.
Yeah, they'll do this every once in a while, but I have yet to see them do anything out of it.
Right.
But number 20 is going to be your kicker, and it is good. That was number 20 for him, Cole Henry, for the Dragons. So Junction City strikes back very quick with a, what was that, guys? About a 70-yard touchdown pass?
More than that.
Where were they at?
77.
77, thank you, Chuck.
77 yards.
And if Trace hadn't slipped right there, I mean, Carter's a dangerous guy with the ball in his hands in general, and he can make guys miss. But if you can stay in front of him until some cavalry shows up and kind of get a bunch of guys on him, that'll help. But So 6:32 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 7-7, Bearcats and the Dragons. Dragons to kick off for the first time tonight. Watching them, they're going to be doing not really a pooch kick, but he's just going to be kicking over towards that far side on the sideline the way they were kicking. Now, I will say, I want to say I did see them on one film. They did have another guy go up and kick. So we'll see if they try to do that here tonight. Guys back deep for your Bearcats. It's going to be number 7, Trace Hall. Connor Lentz is in the middle. That's another freshman. High kick, and it's going to be caught by Matson, and it goes out of bounds. And lucky break there for the Bearcats.
Yeah, caught a break. And that's the thing, man. You just got a ball in the air falling towards you along with 100,000 raindrops hitting you in the face. It's hard to – you really got to be able to concentrate and look that thing in. And that's something that I was talking about, playing everything safe tonight. You got to have 2 hands on the ball. You got to look everything in. You can't take anything for granted.
We'll give a shout out to those guys on the left side of the line. Your left guard is going to be number 58. That's Matt Big Country Obar, and Johnny Barnes, number 50, is your left tackle. Washburn's your right. There's your receiver over here on the right-hand side. Goff goes in motion. Be a keeper by PT. Good job by Pete. And he's up over to the 45, up to the 50, and goes out of bounds about the 47-yard line. What a run there by PT, and the Dragons wasn't expecting that.
No, he wasn't. They jumped that pitch. Tatum pulls it, or keeps it, keeps it and hits that right side. He's finally met by Jacorian Key and pushed out of bounds, but not before a large chunk of yards gained right there. We're now over into Dragon territory. Ball's been placed at about the 47-yard line. The Bearcats have something cooking.
Dunn Daniels split out to the left, and Washburn's going to join him. Elliott, your fullback, going to hand off to Mr. Trace, the Jet Hall over there on the left-hand side. He's going to have the first down. 35, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats. Trace Hall, 47 yards. 6:11 left to go here in the first quarter, and yeah, I think he went untouched.
He did, and you know, that's a great run, but you got to look at those blocks over on the left side.
That is
Two
awesome.
guys pushed their guys over in the sideline, and Halls has got forever to run. It's an excellent job. Excellent job by our blockers right there.
That's going to put Trace Hall over the 1,000-yard mark. So we got 2 guys with 1,000 yards to go, or on the year, and hopefully Cody Elliott will join them later tonight.
1,000 yards to go. I wouldn't mind to see him get 1,000 more yards.
I wouldn't either, yeah. And kick, and snap, and the hold is good. So 14-7, Bearcats on top of the Dragons. 6:11 left to go here in the first. We'll take a little break. Be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Bearcat Country, Shield Field, right off DJ George Drive, down Elmore Press Box. Hey, today is Veterans Day. I've got a list of names I'm going to read off here and list a little bit. If you know anybody else that is a veteran and you'd like to give them a shout out, shoot one of us 3 a text or a message or comment on our post at Booneville Bearcat live stream on Facebook. Here's the kick by Marcos. High kick as we fielded by DeBow as he heads towards the Dragons sideline. And he's going to be met by Trevor Cairo, number 51 there for the Cats. And number 44, that's going to be Seth Wilson, another freshman for the Cats. Got a couple flags coming in.
Yeah, that's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty charge for the Dragons right there. He wouldn't get off of them, and a little extracurricular down on the ground. We'll take that. That's the type of stuff you can't do that. And,
right.
You know, I know that's a benefit to us, but looking at it from their perspective, you can't do that. That's
right.
Stuff that you're already fighting an uphill battle right here. I know you're uncomfortable. I know you've got a lot of adrenaline going here, but you've got to play things smart, and that's a break that Booneville will take all day.
And I think that's probably what Coach Carpenter over there is talking. He's got a guy standing over there beside him. He took over for the Dragons, what was it, Isaac, halfway through the year?
Yep, midway through.
And so he's the winningest coach in Junction City history. And so he comes back and helps them, roll off these wins. And I can't help but believe he's going to take care of that on the sideline.
Yeah, he will. He's already taking care of it.
He's over there.
Over there chewing a little bit, or somebody is.
But hey, while we got this time, let's got a couple of these veterans I want to thank real quick. No particular order. Ruth Ann Daniel wants to, Mr. Dr. Bill Daniel, he was in the Marines. David Gabberry served in the Navy and also in the Army National Guard. Earl Wingfield, Vietnam veteran, or in the Vietnam Army. Give a shout out to my grandpa, Bud Means, also from the Vietnam era in the Army.
Yep.
Isaac, go ahead.
No, apparently we had a sportsmanlike conduct and they had a personal foul on them, so they offset.
Offset, okay. And squeeze one more in here real quick. Connor Lentz's dad, guys. John Lentz is a veteran, so I want to say thank you to these people I mentioned so far. I've still got some more people to mention here in a minute for veterans. If you know anybody else that's in the military, you want to give them a shout out or something, like I said, send us a message. And we want to say thank you to all our veterans, because honestly, without you guys and the sacrifice y'all make and your families, we couldn't do this and the stuff that America is what's made America, honestly.
Right.
Low snap here for the Dragons. Williams picks it up. He's going to have the first down, but I want to brag on Mr. Chase Plymell right there, your defensive lineman, chasing him down there.
Yeah, he did. Boy, he's quick. For a big old boy, he can move, man. And he showed it right there, pounced on him like a cat, able to help drag him down. He does pick up the first down, but Plymell there to help bring him down and prevent any further damage.
Yeah, I've got him at 5'10", 250. That's a quick moving guy, 5'10", 250.
He's an athlete.
Got a shotgun wing tee here, as I like to call it, and be hand off to Williams again. And Dunn Daniels in there, slows him up as Washburn comes in.
Yes.
What a lick there, Mr. Dax Goff just finished into the pile.
Yeah, I mean he comes in for the finisher, but you've got Dunn Daniel,
yeah,
Brendan Dove, Damari Poole.
Yeah, Hicks in there.
Hicks is in on it. Jace Washburn's in on it. Gang tackle right there,
yes,
brought to an end by Dax, and that will be a loss of 2 on the play. Slowed down just enough by the first guy there,
right.
Dunn Daniel. Finished him off for a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Dunn's a pretty good little athlete, too. We talk about all these other guys, good athletes. Dunn's kind of like Cody Elliott, what he kind of reminds me of as well, and just they do the job and get it done. And pass, and it's high, and good job there by Brooks. Just kind of get enough on the intended receiver, Owens, right there to knock the ball away.
Yeah, it's a great job by Brooks, man, coming in and putting a shoulder into him. Ball was thrown a little behind him, a little high and a little behind him. You got to think that the kid probably brings that down more times than not. He's an athlete. Right. Conditions, and then the hit by Brooks there, the little bump of him, able to put a stop to that play.
Safe formation here for the Dragons. DeBoe's looking, got some pressure here from Plymell. DeBoe's rolling to the sideline, throws it, and going to say incomplete. That was intended number 7, Carter. He tried to reel it in there, but they said he was out of bounds. So it's going to bring up 4th and 12, guys. 4:49 left to go here in the first quarter. And
you got to feel like this is a punt. I mean, you would think.
You would think.
They're looking to the sideline like they may try something different here, but
well, I was fixing
here
to ask.
Here they come right now. So
DeBoe, he's going to be your punter for the Dragons. So they could slide something in there a little sneaky if they wanted to, but with the way this rain's coming down right now, and I really
you're down a score, you're still in the game. Play the field position game here and try to get a big stop or a turnover.
Cats have nobody back deep, and pretty good little punt here from DeBoe, and down up over to the 30 is where the Cats will take over.
I think that's what you're going to see, a lot of just leaving it open in the back, taking what you can get, and it's going to be hard to punt a ball consistently in this.
Yeah.
It's going to be even harder to field the ball if it does come to you. I think that's, again, the smart, safe play right there.
Yeah.
Ball ends up in Booneville's hands, being placed about, looks like right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Cats looking to strike again.
Cats going to be their 3rd possession of the game here, guys. First 2, you see the Cats score. And offense looked pretty good. Got some good blocks, as you were saying a while ago, Jake, from Dunn Daniel and Jace Washburn on the side over there from your receiver spots earlier. Goff goes in motion, and it's going to be hand off to Cody Elliott up the middle. And he's going to be knocked down. That's a good little run there by Cody. About 7-8 yard gain there on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to place it about 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up. And that's kind of been Cody this year, just popping off 5, 6, 7 yards a time.
He's going to get it again. And got a flag on the far side over there. He's going to be close to the 1st down marker. But we'll see what this flag is. Got some scores, Isaac?
Charleston's up over Gurdon 7-0. That's portion of the 1st quarter.
Yeah.
Then Prescott's up over Drew Central 14-0. There it is.
That's against the Cats. Drew Central made the playoffs. Lake Village forfeited their win to Drew Central. They self-reported an ineligible receiver, or an ineligible player, not a receiver.
Had a lineman downfield.
Yeah. And so that's how Drew Central made the playoffs to play against Prescott. Dunn Daniel split out to the left. Brooks Herrera out here to the right. Cody Elliott's your fullback. Goff is your left halfback, and Hall's your right halfback. PT under center. Hand off to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. He's got big country. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Johnny Barnes in front of him. Cuts across middle of the field, and Daniel throwing a good block. And Mr. Dax Goff up to the 25-yard line.
Looks like that's Du Bois in on the end there to make the stop, help bring him down. I couldn't catch the number of the guy that was being drugged for about an additional 10 yards.
Was that 9?
May have been.
I think Owens.
So.
Du Bois, he's the leading tackler for the Dragons. He's all over the place, but it's also not really good that your safety is also your leading tackler.
Yeah, that means that people have been getting in the back or into the 2nd level a lot here. And
Trace Hall's going to get it on the left-hand side and wasn't able to get away from that little arm tackle there. Is it number 12? Or 40?
I don't have a 12.
44, Dalton Baker. He's a freshman. And I don't remember. I think Baker was the guy last week against Gurdon. Him or one of the other guys that's playing linebacker for the Dragons set a freshman's record for games or tackles in a game with 9 and a half, 10 tackles.
Yeah.
And that's a lot, especially for a freshman.
Yeah, I think this freshman group is viewed as being one of the better groups they've had in the last few years.
I think so. Dax gets the pitch. He's got a guy. He's dragging 2 guys now. Lunges forward to about the, 13-yard line?
Yeah, it looks like about 13. That's just a good hard run, man.
That is.
He's showed that you've got to hit him low if you're going to stop him. If you meet him up top,
you're going to get hit.
You're going to get hit and pushed around a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a great job by Dax to pick up that 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line coming up.
So 2:22 left to go here in the 1st quarter. Bearcats are on top 14-7 over the Junction City Dragons. 3rd possession of the game here for the Cats. We head off to Cody Elliott. Got a flag and
I think we had a little movement.
Yeah,
a little early. Yeah, false start penalty. Somebody on the left side there jumped. And
Cats' 2nd penalty of the night.
Yeah, it's going to back us up 5, bring up a 1st and 15 down here close inside the red zone. That's something that you can't have happen.
No, it's not. Especially with the weather you got here, you're in 4-down territory down here.
Oh, yeah, we're 4-down territory, so we shouldn't have any, issues as long as that goes. But
right. And Goff gets the handoff on the right-hand side.
He's able to get the majority of what they lost back, or a few of what they lost back there. Gain of about 3 yards, going to bring up a 2nd and 12.
Yeah. We got 1:40 left to go here in the 1st. 2nd and 12. Cats are taking their time. See what we got cooked up here. Goff goes in motion, and it's going to be hand off to Cody Elliott. Good little sidestep by Cody. Boy, look at them legs of his turn and spin. Got the spin button going there on the Xbox PlayStation.
Circle button, B button. That's a great job right there by Elliott, man, just to put his foot in the ground. A little different play. We hadn't seen that one very often this year. Able to pick up a huge chunk of yardage there, and the majority of it, now we're in a situation where your playbook opens. You've got a lot of options here.
Yeah. I mean, you're 3rd and 3 from the 6-yard line, and like you said, you're pretty much back to your whole playbook now. And Elliott, why not give it to him again? He's got the first down to about the 2-yard line. Hey, you got to give those big guys up front some love right there. They had them all over, I believe, at the Goff's house. Gave them some pancakes.
Yeah, they do that every year. They have a little pancake dinner for the linemen. And I bet they go through a lot of pancakes.
I bet they do.
But that's a great group of kids, man.
It
Hard-working group. Coach Hadaball, he's the head line coach down there, and he brags on them all the time. He's super, super pleased with this group.
Got some whistles and got a timeout against the Dragons. That's their first one. Got 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. I'll tell you what, we'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here, Bearcat Stadium. Mr. Ethan Obar just told us Smackover's up 14-0 over Barton. Boo. Yeah, we're going for the Bears. If the Bears pull off the win, Cats will be back home next week. That's what we're shooting for. Cody Elliott's going to finish it off, and why not? He picked up the big chunk of yards for you. 27 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, and the Cats are up 20-7 over the Dragons.
Couldn't ask for much of a better start to this game offensively. Defensively, you just have the one chunk play. Multiple.
There's a flag down there, too.
Well, that's not good.
In the end zone.
And we got Junction City kids having to hold other Junction City kids back. Some more chewing going on the sideline. Got a helmet being slammed.
Oh, yeah, Coach, he's done.
Lots of issues going on. It's an uncomfortable situation, and the emotions are getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Tad bit. We've got that unsportsmanlike penalty charged to the Dragons.
So we'll see. We take it on the kickoff.
And then now we've got another flag thrown on number 2. That'll be key.
Well, that's one of their big players for them, too. Yeah. I'm not sure what.
Oh, it's not number 2. I'm sorry. That was wrong of me. I apologize. It was number 65, I believe.
That big guy.
Apologize to number 2.
But you can tell.
The way he jogged off, I thought he was jogging off to the side when I said that. So.
Well, you can tell he's kind of upset with this team too, you know.
Yeah, and man, this is. You don't want to. Yeah, you don't. Just stuff that you can't continue to shoot yourself in the foot over. And
so as sorry, Jake, as the Junction City coaches are talking to the refs, hey, we want to thank a couple of our sponsors real quick for the app and BoonevilleBearcats.com. First Western Bank, they've been serving our local community for 110 years. That's our exclusive broadcast advisor for the app and BoonevilleBearcats.com. Our premier sponsors, 5B Properties and B Plus Storage Solutions. See Calvin Bennett for your rental needs. And Community National Bank. You can let Mr. Brett Cook and the staff take care of your banking needs. And we got just a little bit longer. A couple other veterans who want to give them some shout-out real quick. Roy Smith, Army National Guard. Papa John Obar, Marines. Nino Farley, medic in the Army. Mark Walker, Air Force. Andrew Hubble, Air Force. Gerald Baker, Air Force. And Caleb Draper, U.S. Army, and is currently serving in Germany.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Michael Keats and Mark Walker, yeah. I might mention Mark, but Michael Keats, as you mentioned, served as well. Mujor to do the PAT. The snap is good. The hold is up, and it's blocked by number 40. I don't have a 40. You got a 40, Jake?
No, I don't think I do. No, I don't. They've had a lot of the rest of their freshmen have been
Yeah, the rest of the freshmen moved up.
And I looked in 3 or 4 different places today, and I never could quite find a roster that looked completed. You had multiple numbers popping up, and I looked for probably 30 minutes today. And
wow. One more. I'll give a real quick shout out to another veteran, Mr. Clint Langway, Army, retired, 21 years. What does that stand for, Isaac? Special
Sergeant First Class.
Sergeant First Class. Yeah, see, I don't know my terms there. Sorry, Mandy.
I'm guessing that. I think it's what that means.
Yeah. Sean Bledsoe, give a shout out to him. His grandpa, Paul Ray, was in the Navy in World War II and was a huge Bearcat fan. Also worked in the concession stand for 3 years during his high school career. Andy Taylor, another veteran for your Bearcat folks. And guys, we're kicking off from the 30-yard line. Juan's kicking.
yeah, it's onside kick.
I was going to say, you might as well go for an onside kick. Good hop, and hey, that's their quarterback, DeVoe. Just all-around man for him.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, and that's the only choice there is, I think, to attempt that onside kick in that scenario. We got the 2 off, right? Yeah, you got the 2 unsportsmanlike penalties bumping you all the way up to the 30-yard line. You might as well take a stab at getting that thing down in your red zone.
Hey, we got 23 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 20-7 Cats over the Dragons. The last PAT was blocked by number 40. Got a shotgun wing tee here for your Dragons. One receiver to either side. Carter's on that far side. Hand off to Williams, number 4. He's got a couple guys in front of him, but he's met by Mr. Dax Goff. And I believe Hicks was in the area as well for the Cats. Hey, got to brag on Hicks. You know, he moved in here from Texas. Smart kid, had that good ride up on him. But he started off a pretty good little play for the Cats.
Yeah, he has. He's an athlete, came in, and it's one of them breaks that you get every now and then. You have a kid move in. He's one of your athletic ones that can help push the team to the next level. Been proud of David so far this year. That's going to bring us to the end of the quarter. You score Booneville 20, Junction City 7.
And we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Hey, got a couple more veterans to give shout-outs for when we come back. You know anybody else, hey, just send us a message. We're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Bearcat Stadium, Shield Field. Donnell Moore press box right off DJ George drive. Trips to the left for the Dragons. And DeBoe's looking for a pass. And whoa, what a lick right there. Who was that? That's Mr. Brendan Dove.
Good little pop.
Good little pop there on
If he's just a half a step quicker, he's liable to take that thing for 6.
Yes.
And I think if he wanted to get it, like Gwynn's telling me here, he probably could have, but he chose the lick, and boy, he put a pop on him.
He put a pop on him for sure.
Bring up a 3rd and 8. Yeah.
Also, James Jones, he's a 20-year veteran. I'm trying to get my phone to load. It's not quite loading. 2 receivers to either side for the Dragons. DeBoe's your quarterback. Williams is your halfback. And
there you go.
Good job,
there you
boy.
Go.
That was
Plymouth.
Shoelace tackle there by Chase Plymouth.
Yeah, boy's fired up too.
Yeah.
He's fired up. That's an excellent job by Plymouth just to throw himself down, make a big play. It's going to be a gain of nothing. No gain on the play. 4th and 8 coming up, and Junction again going to have to punt with Booneville leaving the back open.
11:30 left to go here. And they scored on their 2nd possession. This is their fourth possession of the game, and they've punted on 3 of them. A good little punt there by DeBoe. And it's taking a real good drag and roll here, guys.
Yeah, that's all you could ask for in this weather, man. That's a great job by DeBoe.
Be down at the 31-yard line. A couple more shout-outs here, some veterans. Shout-out to Mr. Brad Hill, U.S. Army, Afghanistan veteran, U.S. Army Infantry. Also, apparently it is Joe's birthday. Big Joe Obar's, big 45.
Another guy I'd like to give a veteran shout-out to that I've had come through is Jacob Gregory.
Hey, yeah.
Jacob, his brother Noah sent me this information here. Jacob was in the military over the past year, so thank you, Jacob.
What a run there by Dax Goff. He gets the handoff, takes a couple guys with him for a ride. That's the, I believe, 65. Brian Estrada on the stop for the Dragons. Let's see, James Jones, 20-year veteran. Also, Hunter Pence, National Guard, currently at Fort Sill, completing AIT. Two receivers to the right for the Cats. Goff goes in motion. Handoff. I'm sorry, it's going to be a pitch to Trace Hall.
Nobody. He's
got the sideline. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. What a leg. That's coming back. And he's going to be tackled at the 5. Was he looking at him when he hit him?
I couldn't tell. I had to step around the side of his press box here, and he was going to the ground when I didn't even see the hit. But
that was a lick for sure. Let's see.
We'll be coming back here. And was that Herrera?
That was Brooks. Yeah, Brooks Herrera. Oh, he had his shoulders turned towards him, but his head was turned back to the right.
Well, that's going to negate a great run right there.
It is.
It still will be a first down, however, though. The ball's going to be placed at about the, what are we looking at here, about the 40 or the 38-yard line. So Trace Hall will get some of that yardage.
Dunn Daniel split up to the right, Washburn to the left. Elliott's your fullback. Hall goes in motion from the right halfback. Hand off to Dax Goff. We got flags from that far side over there.
Another false start penalty going to be charged to the Bearcats. Somebody on that right side of the line.
Looks like we got Mr. 56, Clayton Wingfield, into the game for the Cats at your right tackle. So that's going to make it 1st and 15, guys, from the 43-yard line of the Dragons. And
we got one more yard.
Yeah. Well, 1st and 16 then.
No, I think we just can't count or couldn't count.
Couldn't
right
count?
there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still 1st and 15.
Okay.
The ball's going to be placed at the 43.5-yard line here. 1st and 15 coming up.
Tatum comes up under center. Hall goes in motion. Be handoff to Elliott up the middle. Cody's going to have the first down. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats. Cody Elliott, 43 yards,
Boy,
right up the middle.
Elliott has been a standout player this year,
Yes.
and I know we've had a lot of big runs out of Hall, a lot of big runs out of Dax, having the best game a runner has ever had here. But you look at somebody like Cody Elliott, man. He's what is making this work out here.
Yes.
He's somebody that steps into a role that he wasn't necessarily going to have. Admitted himself that he didn't expect to get a lot of carries, and most of his playing was going to be on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
He stepped into a situation that he wasn't ready for, and he has excelled.
He has excelled a whole lot. And the Cats are going for 2 here. He was your second leading tackler last year on the team. And timeout here by the Cats.
Yeah, Booneville going to go for 2 here to get that point back. Last possession, we had the point after blocked. Booneville looking to get it back to 28.
Let's see here. Do a couple more shout-outs to some veterans. Also, Hunter Pence, his grandfather, Don Thomas, was a Vietnam veteran as well. Switch over here. Oh, don't do that.
How about Casey Matson? Casey Matson.
Yes, sir.
Former Bearcat not that long ago. Standout player.
They gave me that last Saturday at the
Let's see.
dinner.
Got this from Mr. Joe Wickton. Grandpa Harry Nick Wickton, U.S. Army. Bill Bullock, U.S. Army paratrooper, Vietnam. David Darling, Air Force. Nick Goff, paratrooper. All family members of Mr. Joe Wickton. And Mr. Jason Jones, son of J.D. Jones, he was in the Marine Corps. It'll be a toss over here to Trace Hall. He's in for the 2-point conversion. 28-7, Bearcats over the Dragons with 9:46 left to go here in the first half.
Got Josh Tanner. We've got our own Kenneth Glenn up here.
Yes, Ken. Yeah.
Next to us.
I can't believe I forgot about Josh. Yeah. And we've had a whole slew of Bearcats, you know, that's joined the military. Got a couple more here.
Brady Dobbs.
Yes, Brady Dobbs.
Yep.
Matt Bear, Jennifer Keats, Robbie Kohler, Ian McClendon, and David Lamont. A couple more veterans. Both my grandpas. I've already mentioned my one, Bud Means. Grandpa Lee Austin. A couple great uncles serve. Also, a guy I used to work with, Jason McEwen. Served overseas in Afghanistan.
Caleb Porter.
And Mr. Caleb Porter, he's in the U.S. Air Force. And Williams gets the ball there, and he's dragging a couple guys with him. But, hey, Garrick Barr is not letting go.
No, he's not. And that's a good run right there by Junction City to come in and get a little momentum going for them, something that they are severely lacking up to this point.
Yeah.
Scores 28-7.
Yeah, they needed that. You had our kicker in there, Marcos Major in there on the stop for the Cats. Dylan Todd was in the area, and Damari Poole for your Cats.
Tyler Porter, Jed Bolliard, a couple other guys that we've had.
Oh yes,
given here.
Also, Laura Lee Means.
Got a timeout on the field charge to Junction City. That'll be their second with 9:35 left to go. It's going to be Booneville holding a 28-7 lead over the Dragons of Junction City.
And give a shout out to Mr. Derek Reynolds, also a veteran. And I'll tell you what, folks, we'll take another little break. I'll be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. throw by DeBow, intended for number 2. That's Key.
That was really far away to be intended for him.
Yeah. That's who he was throwing it for, right? Or you probably had a better look at it than I did.
Yeah.
Pass falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Junction City. Ball's placed at the 43-yard line. 42-yard line.
BoonevilleBearcats.com or YouTube, Booneville Bearcat Sports.
Got a flag.
Got a flag
on
here.
The play. Coming in from the back judge.
Be against the Dragons. Back them up 5 yards. I was trying to find that story. It was a good story on Cody at BoonevilleBearcats.com. And also PT, he got named Scholar Athlete of the Week. And there's a completed pass number 15 for the Dragons. That's Jackson Thurman. That's a good little play there for the Dragons. Makes it 3rd and about 4, I guess you could call that.
Yeah, it's an 11-yard pickup right there for Junction City. Puts them in a situation where you may think about going for it on 4th down here if they don't pick it up.
Right.
Running out of time. Shift gets them again.
Shift gets them again, yeah.
And that, that's just continuing to shoot yourself in the foot. It's 54. The right side of the line there, your tackle, right tackle, and it's Jermaine Singleton, number 54. He's a freshman.
And they've got a lot of freshmen. There's only what, Isaac, you said 5 seniors.
Yeah, on that list there was.
There's handoff. I'm sorry, no. Williams or DeBow keeps it. He's going to be thrown down by Mr. Brendan Dove. Good open field tackle there.
And the flag coming in late.
Coming in.
Well, Lance over there.
Yeah, our buddy Lance over there.
I don't know.
I don't know if it'd be on.
They didn't throw the flag on the play, and then when the players lobbied for a penalty, the penalty came in. So
yeah,
they either got their way or said something that we didn't need to say.
Yeah.
Got a face mask call. So they lobbied for it, and they got it. Talked them into it.
Yep. Give a shout out to Mr. Brad Taylor. He's in the Army National Guard.
I couldn't tell.
Also, Mr. Austin McAllister.
It's a 15-yard penalty charged against the Bearcats. Going to move the ball way up, being placed at about the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up, 8:45 left in the half.
2 receivers to either side. DeBo's your quarterback. Williams is your halfback to the left of him. Got pressure from Dax Goff, and wow. And how he got that handed off, I'm not sure. And he did. That's DeBo on the keeper. He had him back there too. Yeah.
He was too easy. He blew past him.
Good stop there though by Washburn, sophomore safety there for the Cats. You got Hicks and Welling coming onto the game for you Bearcats. 8:26 left to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, ball's going to be placed at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal, and Junction's got a little something going here after little success up to this point. They've got something cooking.
2 receivers to either side. DeBow is your quarterback. Williams is your halfback. Got pressure again, and he ain't going nowhere this time. Chase Plymel and Dunn Daniel on the sack, as well as Brooks Herrera. He was in the area as well.
Yeah, and that's a big play, man. Back them up, makes things a little bit more difficult in this 1st and goal or 2nd goal situation now. Going to need 13 yards for the score. 2nd and 13 coming up, 7:50 left in the quarter.
Yeah, that was a good little welcome there to Bearcat Country by Mr. Plymel and Dunn Daniel. Give a shout out to our own coach, Coach Denton. He is also a veteran. Lieutenant Colonel, right? That's Mr. Clinton Langway told me to mention. Bearcats shift and
delay a game.
Took too long to get the play in, slow developing. And again, continuing to shoot yourself in the foot. Now you've got to get that 18 yards. 7:30 left in the quarter, plenty of time for the score, but with each penalty becoming more and more difficult.
Bearcats shift again, and yeah. Yeah, two receivers take off.
We had receivers take off, and it looked like either the tight end or the left tackle.
Yeah.
Left tackle jumped as well. Ball's going to continue to move back, being placed at the 23-yard line now, 2nd and 23.
I'm going to see how many penalties they've had. I mean, it's liable to happen. You got a bunch of sophomores and freshmen playing. They moved up the rest of their freshmen, like you said a while ago, Jake, playing in, one of their higher touted classes they've had recently. And DeBow just launches it, just kind of under desperation, really.
Yeah, and Junction's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
We're lobbying for a pass interference call over there where there's no contact, no nothing on an uncatchable ball, and it's just emotions are getting the best of them at this point.
Yeah.
The penalties, the rain, the whatever else doesn't help.
No, and the rain is let up, it looks like. The wind's blowing a little, and it's cold out there on the field.
Yeah, especially when you're soaking wet.
Right. A shotgun wing tee here for Cats. Ball's on the ground. DeBow's going to pick it up, and wow, he gets away.
Free, but it
done.
makes it
Daniel
worse.
falls out. What a lick by Mr. Dax Goff.
Can't tell who's got it. Booneville was the first on it,
Yeah.
looked like, but I don't know if he come up with it. And
Hey,
they do.
Bearcat ball. Who had that? That was a hard hit. That's going to be
That's your James Brackney, if you're listening. There's
Black
your
Dog
Black Dog hit of the game.
game. Yes, sir. And
the boy, he's able to escape the initial pressure there, and it makes it a little bit worse. Takes a lick at the end of it. Ball pops out. Booneville falls on it. And promising drive by Junction City there is eliminated due to penalties and the turnover. It's going to be 1st and 10 now from it looks like about the 28, 29-yard line. Booneville looking to add one more here. 7:11 left in the quarter.
Very big. Looks like the Cats are going to take a timeout. And I was going to say
Junction,
okay. So that's their second timeout. We got one timeout left for the Dragons, 2 for the Cats. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Bearcat Country. Shield Field, Donnell Moore Press Box, Bearcat Stadium, right off DJ George Drive. After the big lick by Mr. Dax Goff, Daniel wrapped him up, and Dax finished him, and freshman Hunter Warren, Chuck said, jumped on the ball for the Cats. 7:11 left to go here in the second quarter, 28-7. And 22-6, smack over Barton. And yeah, PT's just going to cover up there and wrapped up in the backfield.
Yeah, it's going to be good decision on his part just to hold on to that thing, go down, take the loss of a yard here. 2nd and 11 coming up. Boy, I know we're doing a lot of shout-outs here, but
yeah,
that's good, man.
It is.
We've got so many people that are coming through. Jeremy Rogers, I'm not sure which branch he was, but he's been a member of our chain gang over the years, and
got a flag coming in. PT on the keeper. What a run by PT. Peyton gets the first down there. We'll see, though. It's probably going to be coming back.
Holding.
Holding against the Cats.
be from the spot of the foul more than likely. So make it about second and about 20, 21. Isaac was just showing us Charleston is up over Gurdon 13-6 at halftime. Kind of a surprising score, but Smackover is up 22-6 over Barton. And Perryville is losing to Osceola 14-6, I believe, as well. 14-8, thank you. Two receivers to either side for the Cats. Hand off to Dax Goff. He's following his blockers and wrapped up there by number 8. Able to get him around his feet. That's Hayden Hudson. Got another shout out from Mr. Joe Wigton as well. He said Roger Olson was a foreign exchange student for the Bearcats back in '88 and '89. He's from Norway, and he lived with Mr. Gene Bailey, and he's also a veteran. And Hunter Warren is in at fullback for the Cats, and whoa, I don't know what happened there, but
miscommunication on the line.
Yeah, who was that? He just introduced himself to PT. That's number 50, Javon Davis. He's a junior for the Dragons, and the Cats gonna have to punt for the first time tonight.
Greenland's 14-0 over Falk.
Wow, and Falk is the third seed out of Conference 5. Which is the same conference as Prescott and Junction City. They're going to have two guys back deep. That's number 2. That's going to be Keys. And number 7,
looks like it's
Carter.
Quit raining, too.
Yeah, that's what I say. It looks like it stopped raining.
Booneville's going to call a timeout right here. Try to regroup a little bit. We had the promising defensive possession end and a couple of misassignments, penalties, and we go backwards here, so we're going to have to drop a punt right here. And I think this is a good timeout just to kind of catch your breath, get you cool, develop a plan, and reset. My phone's going crazy. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry here. I'm not as good at this as Zach, but Bryce Cobb.
Ah, yes.
Bryce.
Yes. Can't believe
he's a veteran. He's a police officer right now.
Yep.
I've known Bryce a long time. I love Bryce. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Josh Pepe.
Yes.
Hunter Warren's brother, older brother.
Okay. Yeah.
He's in the Air Force. Another good guy. We played ball with him.
We did. Yeah. Pepe's a pretty good little athlete. 5:13 left to go here in the second quarter. Dax Goff to do the punting. Good. Well, not really. Kind of come off the side of his foot. And it's going to go out of bounds about the 41-yard line of the Cats. That's where the Dragons will have the ball. And they kind of had a promising drive there going until that big old lick by Dax. And they showed up there on defense just a while ago, guys. First time they looked good on defense.
Yeah,
so far.
they did, and Booneville certainly didn't help themselves with the misassignments and penalties going in the wrong direction. But you know, those are the types of things that defenses will take all day. We've certainly would. And one way to get momentum back on your offense is for the defense to get a big stop. So we'll see what they dial up here.
They're going to be hand off to Williams, and he's maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Chase Plumell and Dunn Daniel on the stop there for the Cats. I tell you what, those two guys on the defense have been wrecking havoc all year long. I mean, there's a bunch of guys on defense that does it, but them two are consistently in the backfield, applying pressure, you know, forcing guys out of pocket and stuff. And even though the stats may not show it all the time, they get those hurries.
That's number 4, Jordavian Williams, junior for Junction City on the carry, brought down by the Bearcat defender for a gain of maybe a yard here. Going to bring up 3rd and 9.
You had Welling and Plymell on the stop there for you Bearcats. 4:19 left to go here in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 9 for the Dragons. Ball's on the 40-yard line of the Bearcats. Shotgun wing tee here. Key is going to be over here to the right, Carter to the left. The ball's looking for Carter.
Nobody there.
And Jace Washburn's going to intercept it. Got a good block there by Hall. Jace cuts back to the midfield. And
that ball. There you
go. Tackled at the 20-yard line. And that's going to be his second interception of the year.
Yeah, Jace, he's going to be a name that you're going to hear over the next couple of years. He's getting his feet wet on the defensive side of the ball and plays a little receiver for us. Had that big block on the Hall touchdown earlier, but he's going to be a name that you hear a lot of on both sides of the ball. It's an excellent job by Jace. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Booneville. Ball's placed at the 20-yard line with 3:53 left to go in the half. Booneville looking to get one more before the half.
Looks like Brooks and Jake split out to the right over there. Hand off to Trace Hall over here on the backhand side. Weaving in and out of traffic up to the 50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Got a flag over on the Junction City sideline, but
Trace Hall goes 80 yards. We'll see what the flag is. It's down back at the 47-yard line on the Junction City side.
Looking at the reaction of the line of the sideline over there, it's not good for them.
So another sideline warning there for the Dragons. Makes it 34-7 with 3:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Got a couple more shout-outs real quick we'll try to do here. Mr. Tanner Elliott says, Haley Porter. She Blackhawk. I'll spit it out here in a second. A Blackhawk pilot. That's pretty cool. And Mr. Tanner Elliott himself.
Yep. That was one that I had come through as well. Chase Carlin is another one. Last I heard, he was doing something down in Texas.
I was going to say, down.
Maybe on the border.
Yeah.
Chase was a good friend of mine growing up, and wish him well.
He's the one that caught that ball down at Malvern back in 2008.
He does, and Chase is a frequent listener to us. And if you're out there today, Chase, we appreciate you and everything you've done. We know you're a Bearcat through and through, and happy to call you a friend, my man. Penalty is going to be charged to Booneville, going to back it up 5. Have to try that extra point once more from the 15-yard line here.
Goff to do the snap and PT to do the holding, and Marcos Major do the PAT. Snap is up, and kick is good. Good kick. That looked good, too.
That is, and that's twice this year that we have had a penalty, and he's had to back it up, and he's put one of the prettier balls he's kicked this year through the uprights. That's an excellent job.
Also, Miss Bailey didn't. She is in the Air Force. Say thank you to her. Ken Stevenson, Army. Matthew Baskew, Army with 16 years. Also served in Iraq. Austin Wilkins as well.
Got Jerry Bradley messaged me. His father, Donald Bradley, was a staff sergeant for the Army National Guard, and his uncle was Colonel Paul Dub Phillips. He was also in the Army.
Got another one here, Mr. Jimmy Hughes, Vietnam vet, Air Force. And what we got? I got whistles going on. Got a flag again. Another one. That's the third one.
How many warnings you get before it's not a warning?
I don't know. I don't know.
This one is a penalty.
This one is a penalty.
Apparently 3.
So put it at the 45.
Had a lot of issues going on that side tonight, man. It's continuously shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, well,
giving up a big run for the touchdown and then getting 2 sideline penalties to go along with it. That's just can't happen, man.
You can't, no. And Juan, here's his kick. Pretty good little kick here by Juan. And he touched that. And ball's going to go out of bounds at the 7-yard line. And it bounced up and hit Williams there just right.
Yeah, he was letting that thing bounce out of bounds, but that ball had a different idea. Hits into his shin and then takes that kick out. It'll be Bearcats' ball, or I'm sorry, Junction's ball, placed deep into their own territory at about the 7-yard line. 3:39 left to go in the half, and boy, it feels like it's been a long half, guys.
Boy, it does, doesn't it? Very long first half.
We're in the press box somewhat warm, too.
Somewhat warm. Still a little chilly.
Imagine been a real long half for the folks out there that are braving the weather.
You got Mr. Seth Wilson, 44, another freshman for the Bearcats out at linebacker now. In for Hunter Warren, and he makes the stop.
Hey, welcome.
That's another name to watch out for next year for the Cats as well.
Seth is he's an ornery kid, man. I got him in class,
Yeah.
but I mean that in a good way.
Right.
He's always involved in everything. Seth Wilson, number 44, folks. That's a name you're going to hear. This is a new deal for the Bearcats.
It is.
Having these freshmen come in. That was just a recent addition to the rules here for us. And
yeah. They've been on the sidelines, the last handful of years. Coach Hyatt started that. But this is the first time they are getting in and actually playing, like you had said.
Yep.
Got some pressure from Dunn Daniel.
Man, nearly.
And Seth Wilson forced him out of bounds. And he kind of drug him a little slick over there on the sideline.
Yeah, Du Bois lobbying. He's lobbied all night for a penalty. He's been on the ground a lot, and I understand the frustration, but that was just good rolling on the ground, and wasn't anything intentional about it. He took a tumble there and nearly took a tumble in the end zone for a safety. It was a good job by Du Bois to get out of there. Was a loss of a yard though. Going to bring up third and 11 deep in their own territory.
Ball's on the 6-yard line. You got two receivers to the right, one over here two to the left, one to the right. DeBow is looking and it's passed to Carter, and good job by Brendan Dove, able to hit him. I mean, Carter had it, and
Brendan just kind of wasn't necessarily just a stroke on him, but he put a good little pop on him, shove. Hard to hold on to that ball. It was a little bit misplaced, a little high. He made a good effort to get up there to it, and fortunately for the Bearcats, it falls incomplete. And now
4th down here, guys.
Yeah, and Junction finds themselves in a dangerous situation here, snapping into the back of the end zone. Booneville probably not going to bring a ton of pressure, I wouldn't guess. They haven't throughout the night. They've got plenty of time to get that one score, which could be big going into the second half with the mercy rule intact.
Very big. Got 2:43 left to go here in the second. And DeBow, hey, that's pretty good little, takes a dragon. His punts tonight, a handful of them taking some good rolls.
They have. Good little end-over-end punter. But, again, that's, excellent field position. You couldn't ask for anything better for the Bearcats right now. Going to get that thing at about the 42-yard line with 2:43 left to go and the opportunity to put one more on the board. And with the extra point, that'll be your mercy rule going into the half. So, assuming we held them out for the rest of this half. So,
we got to
look
hold
for
them out.
Booneville to dial something up to make that happen.
And Cody's got 73 yards. He needed 122 coming into tonight's game to have 1,000 yards. Maybe we can get it here before we get that mercy roll. That'd be kind of cool. Gets a pitch over here to Trace Hall on the left-hand side. Got a good block over here by Brooks Herrera. And he's going to have the first down. Traces. He's wrapped up by number 56 and 65 for the Dragons.
There's no sense in rushing here, doing anything. You've got plenty of time, 2:30 left to go. Get up to the line, make a good decision, make a good play.
Brooks split out to the left. I believe that's Dunn Daniel to the right. Dax gets the pitch, and
that snap was late getting up to the quarterback's hands there, just a hair late. And I don't know if it was bobbled or if it was just slow developing, but either way, not what we were looking for. He was fortunately able to get back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. 2 minutes left to go.
2 minutes left in the first half.
It is quiet out there.
It is very quiet out there. Like you said, Isaac, got a couple fans hollering, but this is probably about the quietest I've heard. Cody Elliott gets the ball right up the middle.
Probably going to have a timeout
5
call.
Yards carry there.
Pretty quick. No, not yet. Doesn't look like we're going to yet. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 coming up. 1:32 left to go.
We've got one timeout left. Dragons have one as well. Ball's on the 19-yard line of the Dragons. Give a shout out to Marcus Ogler. He had 15 years in the Army as a veteran. Joe Peltz, Army medic, Afghanistan deployment. And Patrick Larry, OEF, Army vet, forward observer, and Michael Ogler, Air Force veteran. And Elliott's going to, or that's PT on the keeper, and he's going to go in. Touchdown, Bearcats. Peyton Tatum, 19 yards with 1:05 left to go here in the first half. And it's going to be 41-7. Bearcats over the Dragons.
Good decision right there by PT.
Yes.
I couldn't tell what was going on.
No.
Everybody kind of jumbled up there, and all of a sudden PT breaks free for the touchdown. And with the extra point here, that'll be enough to get us in the mercy roll with 1:05 to go in the half.
Marcos Major to do the PAT. Give a shout out to Marcos' parents. They always watch from Spain, and just enough there, guys.
Just barely snuck in, but just barely counts. That's a get it up to 42-7. See you next weekend. 42-7 with 1:05 left to go. Bearcats, assuming they hold Junction out of the end zone for the next minute, will start the second half with that clock ticking, and that's big.
That's a very big.
For multiple reasons tonight.
Yeah.
You know, it gets you out of this weather and this
Right.
cold. It gets some of these younger guys a little work down
Right.
the road. It takes some pressure off of you having to, you know, continuously push and just overall that's great when you get in the playoffs and you're able to
Just
eliminate some of the hits and the toll that it takes on your body.
Oh, yeah,
So-
especially as you get further into the playoffs.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, as you go.
And Chuck just told us Smackover scored again, so it's 28-6 Smackover over Barton.
Yeah, it's looking like a road trip
Like a
for us.
road trip for us, yeah. Marcos do the kickoff. High kick. Fielded by Key. At the 16, he heads towards the Dragons sideline over there. And he's met by Mr. Dax Goff, and he's just going to shove him out of bounds about the 28, 29-yard line over there. 56 seconds left to go here. They can strike quick, as we saw in that one touchdown pass they had, but I haven't really seen that since.
No, they haven't, and that was a, you know, you can't call it a fluke play because it was a well-placed ball.
It was, yeah.
But something that they've had little of throughout the night, and it's a testament to the Bearcat defense, who throughout the year has had its share of struggles. So it's good to see them step in this week and make a difference in the game here.
You got a shotgun wing tee here for the Dragons. Hand off to Williams right up the middle. And that's Williams, one of his best runs tonight so far. Got Damari Poole in there on the stop for the Cats, and Dunn Daniel.
Yeah, it looks like about a gain of 9 yards, so the clock will continue to tick. We're at 40 seconds to go. Gain of, looks like 8 yards. They're going to place them at a gain of 8. They do have one timeout available as the clock continues to tick under 30 seconds.
Same formation here for the Dragons, and it's going to be handoff again to Williams, and
nothing doing
there. And what lick? Who was that? Hunter Warren in there on the ball in the pile. Dax Goff, Chase Plymell, Dunn Daniel, Hicks, and like Chuck said, these freshmen, you know, like you had said too a while ago, this is the first time the freshmen got to play, and to our knowledge, in what, 30 or so years that freshmen got to play in a while, and they're looking good so far. So 3rd and 2, 10 seconds left to go here in the first half. It's going to be handoff again. He's going to have the first down. You got Dax Goff there on the bottom of the pile for your Bearcats.
There's 3 seconds left to go, so we'll see the decision that
they've got a first down.
Junction makes here. Once the chains are set, the clock will tick. And it looks like they're going to save it for next week. Roll it over.
Roll over to the second half. So we'll take a little break. Be right back. I would say let you enjoy your halftime show. The band did not come out because it was just pouring at the start of the first half. So we'll let you enjoy halftime. We'll come back, give you some stats. I do have one more shout out before I forget. Caleb Hardison was in the Marine Corps as a veteran, and we'll do some more shout outs to the veterans as the night continues. But we'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football.
Back here at Bearcat Stadium, we'll do some quick stats for you. So Booneville's run 28 plays for 424 yards total. We've had about 13 minutes time of possession. 2 for 3 on third downs, have 9 penalties for 65 yards. For the Junction City Dragons, they've run 30 plays for 173 yards, 10 minutes time of possession. They have 92 pass yards with 81 rush yards. They are 2 of 9 on third down, they have 13 penalties for 110 yards. Which leaves us with a 42-7 score. Some other scores around, Hoxie and Quitman are tied 14-14 the third quarter.
That's kind of surprising. That's good on Quitman's part. I think they just bumped up from 2A. So that speaks a lot to them because Hoxie, they've been kind of building that program up the last couple years. So that speaks pretty good about Quitman.
Charleston's 20-6 over Gurdon. Melbourne's 55 over Jessieville at 7. Newport and Magnet Cove. Newport's winning 20-14. And Osceola and Perryville. Osceola is up 20-14. That's the third quarter.
Did you say Greenland score yet?
I have not.
They're up 14-0 over Falk. And that's pretty good. Greenland's the 3rd seed out of our conference. And Falk is the 3rd seed out of Junction City's conference.
And Levac and Centerpoint. Centerpoint's over Levac right now, 29-15.
In Centerpoint, if they hold out and Charleston holds out, they will travel back to Charleston for the 2nd year in a row. They ended Charleston's playoff hopes last year.
And on Fairless, at least, Smackover is over Barton right now, 28-12.
So, hey, Barton scored again, so.
Putting a little push.
We still got a half yet to play for them.
Then Fordyce is over Mansfield, 35-14. And then Camden Harmony Grove over Corning, 35-6.
I'll give you some individual stats now. Isaac was telling you about the overall stats. Junction had the 173 yards total of offense. Bearcats 424 total yards of offense. Junction's also got 110 yards of penalties, on 13 penalties for 110 yards. We got 9 penalties for 65. Individual stats. DeBow for the Dragons. He's 3 of 11 passing for 92 yards. He's got 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception.
77 of it coming on that one throw.
Yeah, one touchdown pass is where the big chunk of it come. He's also their leading rusher with 53 yards, and Williams has got 28. Carter's your leading receiver. He's got that lone touchdown. DeBo's also their leading tackler with 4.5 tackles, and Hayden Hudson is the 2nd leading tackler with 3.5. For your Booneville Bearcats, Trace Hall is your leading rusher, 6 carries, 185 yards. Dax Goff, 9 carries, 120 yards. Cody Elliott, 8 carries for 78 yards, and Peyton Tatum, 5 for 41. Chase Plumell is your leading tackler with 5.5 tackles. Dax Goff has 3 tackles. Brendan Dove, 2.5. Hunter Warren, 2.5. And Seth Wilson, 2. So you got 2 freshmen right there are within the top 5 of tackling.
Can't hurt anything. It can only help having them get this exposure.
All right, we got a very special shout-out. I saw it earlier, and I did not get to it. I will say it right after this. And ball is on the ground. The Cats jump on it. Have a shout-out from Miss Baker. She says, "Go, Daddy, go." And Lottie says, "Go, Uncle Doc." They both would like to say thank you to all the veterans and go, Cats, go. And sorry, I'm just now getting to that. Baker and Emily, apologize for that. Thank you, Isaac, for getting that taken care of.
A couple more shout-outs for the veterans before we get started here. Lance Therrell, Army Colonel, is retired, and Jordan Therrell in the Air Force. They were mentioned by Brandon Singh, resource officer here, does a lot for the school. We appreciate you, Brandon, and appreciate Lance and Jordan for all you've done for us.
So I've got a couple more sponsors I want to thank for the sponsors for the app and BoonevilleBearcats.com. You have Shelter Insurance and Agent Gerald Baker As you got Garrick Barr in there at fullback and Jace Washburn in at fullback now, or Jace Washburn in at quarterback. I hope Jason ain't at fullback.
No, we've got a penalty in the backfield here. It's like that's going to be a holding penalty charge to the Bearcats. I believe that's on number 70 for Booneville. Looked like Chuck set it up here first. Looked like a pancake to him, and that's kind of what it looked like to me. I didn't see a lot, but the penalty does come in on Osborne. That'll be moving the ball up a little, or back a little bit for Booneville here. 1st and 20 from the 29-yard line. Bearcats' second group is in with the clock running for the mercy rule, looking to hold on tight.
Hunter Warren's coming at fullback now for Garrick Barr. Dylan Todd, 21's your left halfback. Clayton Lofton goes in motion. He's your right halfback. Hand off to Warren. He gets up over to the 35, 36-yard line. 10-yard gain there for the freshman.
Yeah, that's a good little run right there, man. Gain of 7 yards, just moving it forward. Excellent job. And is that his first carry?
First carry tonight? Yes.
Yeah, first
tonight.
carry tonight. I knew he had got in.
He's got
a time or two on offense.
30 total yards, not counting that one. So he's got 40 yards now on the year in varsity play.
Yeah, good. So this is a good opportunity here for some of these younger guys to step up and show what they're made of.
Right. As Warren gets the handoff again, he's going to
run hard, man.
Yeah.
Warren, we talked about Wilson being a name you're going to hear, and we've already heard her in there a little bit. But, man, I'm telling you, he has got potential to be a very, very good athlete here.
Yes, he does.
I'm excited to see what he comes up with over the next few years. And I don't think getting this exposure at such a young age is going to hurt.
No, just help him get better.
Give him a taste of it and see what it's going to be like, and he can go get ready for a full season at the end of this one, which is hopefully several weeks from now.
Shelton splits out to the right. Matson out here. Matson to the right, Shelton to the left. And Washburn on the keeper there. A little spin move. Be 4th down here for your Bearcats. 4th and 5. Your start line still out there for your Cats. And DeBow on the tackle here for the Dragons.
Looks like Boone was going to opt to punt. I think that's the right decision. I know, if we've got our starting group in, we may see something like that happen where you go for it on 4th. But being up 35 points here, clock ticking, I think it's smart just to continue keeping this going, eat that clock out a little.
As Keys and Carter is going to be coming on to do the punt return. Carter's going to pick it up at the 20, heads to the sideline and steps out of bounds about the 31-yard line. A couple other sponsors we want to thank. S&W Home Center for all your hardware needs. The City of Booneville, a good hometown. And the City of Booneville is going to have a new mayor. Mr. Edgar Baker won the election just the other day.
Yes, he did. And, Booneville moving in a little bit different direction than we've had in the last several years. I would like to thank Mr. Jerry Wilkins for all the dedication he's had for Booneville for multiple years. I can't remember personally a time when he wasn't the mayor. He's been in it for so long. And we greatly appreciate Mr. Wilkins. He's always been a big supporter. He's set up in the press box a lot with us.
He has.
And always be a fan of Mr. Wilkins.
And Brooks is going to push him out of bounds. And that's one thing I like about Jerry. You can just go up and talk to him, too. And I'm not saying you can't do that with Edgar either, but,
I got a quick story. When I was in college, I took over, and not that the list, any of you listeners care about this, so you can tune me out if you don't, but I was sitting in the press box filling in for old Coach Bailey back when he did it. And he had gotten sick and he couldn't be there, and Michael Johnson was the athletic director at that time, and he called me. I was up in class in college, and I said, I'll fill in for him. And it's halftime, and somebody says, can we wish him a happy birthday? Well, I hadn't been to a game in a while. Pass falls incomplete.
Brooks and Washburn in there in the coverage.
And so I said, I don't know if we do birthdays. And Jerry Wilkins goes, no, they do them. They do them all the time now. So I go, oh, okay. Well, I do one, and then here they come. There's 4 or 5 people come up there, and so I'm having to tell them happy birthday, tell this kid happy birthday, and the door swings open. It's Michael Johnson. He goes, we don't do birthdays.
Oh, that's funny.
Mr. Wilkins got me there.
Got you on that one. Got pressure, and Damari Poole on the sack by the Bearcats.
That's a kid. If you can get him on the field more often, Damari Poole, he's going to wreak havoc on people, man. He has got a lot of potential.
He's got
you know, if we can get him out there, he's definitely going to be a good one for us, man. I'm excited and hopeful that we see a lot of him in the future.
Right. A couple other sponsors we want to thank for the app and BoonevilleBearcats.com. Patriot Underground, Taylor Niedert, First Booneville and home of First Booneville students and First Booneville kids, Booneville Family Dental, and Stacy Hulbert Photo Art.
Low kick right there, right over the lineman's head, trickles out of bounds. About the 46-yard line where the Booneville will take over 1st and 10. Already under 5 minutes to go in that quarter, so moving quick.
Moving real quick.
Charleston just scored. It's 26-6.
26-6, Charleston.
The fourth quarter.
Is it in the fourth quarter?
Yep,
okay.
Just started.
Another guy coming in for the Veterans Day shout-outs. Charles Alvarez would like to give a shout-out to combat vet Dalton Gray. Dalton Gray played football here for Booneville. Big kid.
Very big kid. Got to work with Dalton out there at Rockline. And I saw your message, Charles. I just didn't get to it, so I apologize for that and to Dalton for that as well. But like Dalton and Chuck, some good guys right there. And Reese Nieder's in at quarterback. Freshman, a handoff to Garrick Barr. What a run by Garrick Barr.
This is a kid that I'm excited for, and for a lot of reasons, and Rhett Nieder.
Yes.
9th grader. He's a little undersized. He's a move-in from other side of the county here, down the road, and he's got a lot of pure athleticism, man. And his dad, Taylor Nieder, the Patriot Underground, one of our sponsors. We thank you all very much for that. And but Rhett, we're going to get him in baseball this year as a freshman. He'll step in and do a lot of good for us, I think. Excited to see Rhett.
Lofton goes in motion. You got Lentz out there at your right halfback. You got Wingfield coming in.
Got another flag coming in here. We had a shove. I don't know if it was – a lot of times the second guy gets caught, but I was watching right there, and I just don't know
what –
I don't know what you would call, but they called it on Booneville.
While they're discussing, I do have a shout-out from a Bearcat fan, Mr. Glenn Ross. He wanted us to do this. Special shout-out to all members of Clarksville and Booneville Army National Guard units. The 239th Engineer Company was attached to serve with the 1st Infantry Division and was stationed at Camp Cook, just north of Baghdad, Iraq. Was stationed in Iraq from April 2004 to April 2005. The 239th Engineer Company performed over 3,000 successful missions, helping bring peace and stability to Iraq's people.
Penalty right there goes against Booneville. I'm a little biased here, but I'm not sure how you call that only on Booneville.
Right.
Looks like Osborne, whether it's, just mouthing or talking or whatever, but Junction kid shoves him right there in front of the official, draws a flag, and the penalty doesn't go for that. So that's interesting for me. Not sure what was said, but it was obviously something. It's like that
warranted a flag. Dylan
Todd hobbling off the field there.
He got the carry there, and they kind of caught him there, and your hip socket almost. So it's going to be 3rd down for your Bearcats. 3rd and 25, that is, from the 49-yard line of the Cats. And they're telling Lentz he's got to come out. He must have, I guess, blood or something on him for him to be sent out. That's the only reason I'd think you'd send a player out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is there. We got to get somebody on. Here comes Brooks. Going to jog on for one play here.
You're going to have Manson at your right halfback. Lofton is your left halfback. Warren is in at fullback. And the freshman Reese Nieder is in at your quarterback. Be hand off to Hunter Warren up the middle, and he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage there, guys. Got Matthew Crosby in there on the line now for your Bearcats, number 57.
It's going to be another punt situation coming up for the Bearcats, and that's fine. That's keeping the clock ticking here. Obviously, you don't want to be going backwards, but we're in a situation here where we can afford it a little bit. And
Yeah,
the clock
getting some younger guys experience.
Yeah, getting some experience. We had the one unsportsmanlike penalty or personal foul, whatever we called there, backed us up and kind of shot that play dead. But punt is up. It's a pretty good little looking
That's a
punt
nice little
there.
punt.
Takes a good bounce right into.
Washburn able to kind of, I guess, trip him up there, as you could say. But kind of slid, I guess you could really.
Yeah, just kind of went down. That was number 7.
That
is J. Carter.
Braley Washburn got another shout out. Van Washburn, Vietnam veteran. Anna Therrell, her son Jordan Therrell, former Bearcat. U.S. Air Force in Afghanistan. Christy, she's got one. Veteran shout out for David Scott, Army veteran, and Christy Sadler. Graduate 04, Army veteran. Grandpa and aunt to Dylan Todd. Big gain there by the Dragons. That's Hicks on the stop for your Bearcats, number 66. You got Gage Bouchard, number 76, in there in the game for your Bearcats. Number 52, that's going to be Ferris Daines in there. He had that big interception a couple weeks ago. Clayton Wingfield comes into the game, 56 for the Cats, and that's your defensive line. Damari pulls in at linebacker, as well as freshman Seth Wilson, number 44, is your freshman. Dylan Todd is in at your outside linebacker. Got a penalty. Looks like Shelton is in at safety for your Cats, number 15. And no penalty. That's just the end of the third quarter, guys.
Went quick.
Went very quick compared to the second quarter. 42-7 is your score. Bearcats over the Dragons. Let's see, make sure I've got all the shout-outs.
The concession stand is now selling whole pizzas for $10. Whole pizza at $10.
Oh, hey,
had a big announcement over the speaker here.
Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back.
If you would like to picture or to buy a whole pizza, you can come down to the field real quick.
$10.
Fight the weather and get you one for $10. That's a heck of a deal. $10 at the concession stand window if you're listening from home.
If you know somebody here in the bleachers, you can tell them.
Yep, tell them I'll pay you back. It's a cold, rainy day, man. I haven't seen so few people at a game here, maybe ever. It's interesting. You talked earlier, Isaac mentioned earlier how quiet it is.
It is.
It's something you're not used to here, but I understand. I mean, it's cold, it's wet, rainy, nasty. A lot of people I saw leaving at halftime, too, when the game got that mercy rule. And looks like a pretty good crowd come in from Junction City.
Yeah.
It's a long haul, and can't expect many to come, but they
pretty good little trip.
They did, yeah, long way.
I talked to one guy. He said they left at 3, got here around 6 or so. 3-4 hour drive for them. And incomplete pass. He had Needard over there in coverage against Carter, number 7. Got Poole there applying the pressure to DeBow. Couple more veteran shout-outs. I know I mentioned Jordan Therrell, but he also I forgot to mention this. He was a pilot in the U.S. Air Force in Iraq and Afghanistan. Also, there we go. I don't remember if I mentioned Dr. Daniel, and I know I had mentioned the late Miss Ruth Green, some veterans in the community. Got a guy coming in late for the Dragons. Let's see here.
Delay a game penalty charge to Junction City. Came in late. Had a player coming in late. Play wasn't able to get off. It's going to be a loss of 5. Second 15 coming up. Clock's going to continue to tick under the 11-minute mark.
Yeah.
Jed and Jake Bolliard, Marines. Yep. I think we might have mentioned them earlier, just to make sure. Keith Bolliard, I think we mentioned Air Force. And Billy Warren was in the Coast Guard. Billy's a great guy. He's one of my buddy. Cody was in our grade. It's his dad. So shout out to all of them as well. Thank you all for your service.
Chanel, that was in our grade. She wants to give a shout out to her mom, veteran. Jimmy Dale Bryant wants to give a shout out to his brother Jody Bryant, U.S. Air Force, and also Jim Tanner and Bob Tanner, U.S. Army. And Go Cats, Jimmy Dale and Dana Bryant. Let's see.
Got a 3rd and 4 situation coming in out of this break.
We'll
and
have
now
a
we
timeout.
have a timeout charged to Junction City.
So I'll tell you what, we'll do this one shout out real quick, and then we'll take a little break. Race Thornton, Navy, Nuke, and Steve Reed, Army National Guard.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. We'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat Football. And we're back here at Bearcat Stadium. We're getting some scores in real quick, folks. What you got, Ethan? Barton recovered an onside kick and is trailing smack over 28-20 right now. And Trevor Cairo on the sack there for the Bearcats.
Some names being called out tonight. A lot of different kids. And man, that's exciting to know that you got a bunch of playmakers waiting
in the back.
In the back, the line, ready to make their appearance, man. It's exciting. That's going to be a big loss. And it's going to bring up a 4th and 13, 9:44 left to go in the quarter and in the game. Punt team will be out on the field. Give it back to Booneville.
Isaac, what was the OCLA score you just looked at?
20-14.
And they won, right?
Yep.
So they beat Perryville. That was a close game. Perryville was a 5 seed, I believe. Osceola won that conference, the 3 conference, 3A3.
Yeah, that could have been a major shakeup there.
Yeah, it
Perryville
could have.
would have knocked them off and come just extremely close to doing that, but Osceola will advance.
They're waiting on Camden Harmony Grove and Corning the game, and a while ago Camden Harmony Grove was ahead. Again, this is all on our side of the bracket. We're on the top of the bracket, but on the bottom of the top bracket. That makes sense to some of you folks. If not, there's 2 separate brackets.
Yeah.
And it can get complicated.
And everywhere you look, they're a little different.
Yeah. Let's see.
Jared Goddard.
Okay, thank you.
Jared Goddard, thank you for your service.
Keen Cunningham, former Bearcat and Air Force. Nieder, he is in at your quarterback. Garrick Barr is in at fullback now. Number 30, that's Dromer. He gets the pitch and got a flag. That's another young man to watch out for the next couple of years is Dromer.
Yeah,
30.
Connor Dromer, he's got a lot of potential. He's another move-in kid, moved in from Magazine as well. And he's been big on that junior high team. Mm-hmm. Currently plays on the basketball team for Booneville as well, so or will play.
Right. So looks like Junction did recover the ball. You had Frank in there, number 9 as well for the Bearcats. That's Chase Shelton, another freshman.
Was a turnover.
So first turnover of the day.
Yeah, Junction ball 1st and 10.
That's handoff to 23. And Matson in there as well as number 67. That's Joshua Redmond.
That's a good job on both Redmond and Dakota Matson there on the pursuit. Dakota, we mentioned his brother in the veteran shout-outs, Casey. Casey was a good athlete, and it looks like Dakota was following his footsteps, man. He flew to that ball right there and made a big hit, big tackle.
2nd and 4 here for the Dragons. Ball's on the 39-yard line. Number 13, Larry is the quarterback now for the Dragons. Got pursuit from Cairo. He throws it now. And good job by Nieder to knock that ball out right there.
That is a good job. Little lefty quarterback comes into play. Who was that, number 13?
13.
I don't have him on mine.
DeCorey Larry is who I have on mine.
DeCorey Larry. Okay, so Larry comes in, puts a good little sling on that thing, hit his receiver in the hands, and Niedert's able to come in and prevent it a little bit there.
Equipment is up 21 to 14 over Hoxie. Hoxie is the 2 seed out of the 3 conference. Be a very big and huge upset. Flowers there on the carry and turns it upfield and finally forced out of bounds. Got a couple guys slip over here towards the first down marker. And I got to brag on J.J. Redmond, pursuing all the way from the line of scrimmage, all the way down there. Him and number 4, Clayton Lofton, all the way from this backside corner to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, Lofton's the one that ends up stopping the play there.
Right.
We had a lot of tiptoeing along that line. It looked like the Bearcat defense just kind of gave in, thought he stepped out, and don't get that call, and he hits up the sideline for several yards. Junction, even though the game is out of hand here, 5:40 to go, have an opportunity to put one in. Excellent job.
Skylar Shelton, the senior there on the stop. That's 22 on the carry. Cladwell.
Yeah, you got Lentz in there in pursuit as well.
Yeah, number 3.
And Lofton also. So a couple of young guys, few young guys coming in. Excellent job there stopping Flowers at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
About 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Ball's on the 12-yard line. Larry, he's a freshman quarterback for the Dragons. And,
have a pass interference call there. And
didn't get his head turned around.
Didn't get his head turned. Ball was thrown back behind the intended receiver there. And just kind of one of those situations you got to get your head turned around and make a play on the ball if there's going to be any sort of contact. And unfortunately, Nieder's not able to do that. It's going to be a pass interference call on him. And we'll take the ball. It looks like they're going to place it about the 6-yard line.
6-yard line. 4:35. Well, I'll do this right after this. Kind of a pistol formation here for the Dragons. Hand off to Cladwell. And
good.
Who was that on the stop? That's 26. That's Daxton Bowman on the stop for your Bearcats. And 57, that's Matthew Crosby in there as well. Miss Chelsea Warren, shout out to the class of 2007 Bearcats and veterans James Lettrell, Aaron Russell, and Jake Brown. Says, "Go Cats" from BHDC. We are cheering you on from the hill.
Ball is handed again to Flowers, and
Flowers
second
able
effort
to
is able to get him in. He does take
touchdown.
a lick.
That's good.
By 52. Is that Ferris Daines?
Ferris Daines is applying a lick there.
Ferris Daines puts a good pop on him, but not before he is able to punch his way into the end zone. With that, it's going to bring it to 42-13 with the extra point coming up. Clock will continue to tick through all this, closing in on 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. Make sure I've got all the
setting up in the swinging gate formation here. We'll see what we choose to do. Line closes back in for a traditional extra point attempt. Snap is back, holds good. Kick is through for a score of 42-14 with 3:10 left to go. And the clock, again, is continuing to tick and will throughout the kickoff setup.
26-28.
Barton just scored again?
Yeah, Barton just punches one in to get it to 28-26. They've got a 2-point conversion
going for
coming.
2. Ethan's got it pulled up here on his phone.
Barton has eaten into Smackover's lead, 28-26.
And guys, that was a game I talked earlier in the week to our coach staff here and a couple of coaches I know in the area. And everybody, when I asked if there was any chance of an upset, they said, yeah, we think Barton's going to pull that one out. So we'll see. Here, Barton's put themselves in a prime opportunity here to make a little noise. Extra point gets through, and all of a sudden we'll have a tie ball game.
Barton, they're a little salty team. I do have another shout-out. Justin Goff, Marine Corps, 323 Indy Company, 1st Platoon, Iraq War. And then Dax Goff's great-grandpa, Ralph, served in Normandy in World War II.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Has the lead on Falk, 20-0, third.
Greenland has added another score. It's 20-0. Greenland over Falk. Ball's on the ground. And the Dragons may have hopped on this.
That's a couple times now we've had mistakes or miscues on the kickoff. And
And somehow the Cats come up with that. I don't know who got it, but you had Poole and Damari Poole and Ferris Danes in the area of the recovery. So you got to give those guys or whoever got it a shout out right there.
Yeah. From this point on, we'll probably just knee it out.
Yeah.
And go. We're ticking in under a minute, 20 seconds right about now. So we will tick this thing down.
They get in?
Yeah,
Tied? All right.
So Barton punches it in to tie it up 28-28.
And I tell you,
a new ball game.
Cats are going to take a knee, and we may keep it live for a second or two to give you information on the Barton game. So Barton and Smackover is tied at 28-28. Ethan, is that the fourth quarter, or is it?
It's labeled the third.
Labeled the third. Well, okay, if it's in the third, I ain't going to stay on there.
We are capturing you folks that are listening. You're not allowed to leave.
You're not allowed to go anywhere.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for the overtime.
Yeah. Do want to thank our sponsors again. Felt like I hadn't got to do it very much.
Shouldn't have to get another snap
I wouldn't think
here.
so.
We're just a half a second ahead of the play clock, so that'll be your last play of the game with your final score, 42 for Booneville and 14 for Junction City. We will take the long ride back south to
Junction
and
City.
that's
a
I feel
long
bad
ride.
for 'em, man. That's
Yeah.
a long ride when you're soaking wet.
Yeah. And 42-14, Bearcats move on to the second round of the playoffs. Again, it depends on the Smackover Barton game. Barton scored a touchdown, kicked an onside kick, scored again, got a 2-point conversion, and tied it 28-28.
Barton steeped in tradition, mostly back in the 80s under the legendary Frank McClellan as coach.
We got the Dragons and the Bearcats giving the high fives and telling them good games. We'll thank our sponsors real quick, then we'll give you some stats. Our exclusive broadcast advisor for the app and BoonevilleBearcats.com is First Western Bank. They've been serving our local communities for 110 years. Our premier sponsors, 5B Properties and B Plus Storage Solutions. You can see Calvin Bennett for your rental needs. Community National Bank. You can let Mr. Brett Cook and the staff take care of your banking needs. And the rest of our sponsors, we have Mr. Gerald Baker and Shelter Insurance, S&W Home Center for all your hardware needs, the City of Booneville, a good hometown, Patriot Underground and Taylor Nieder, First Booneville, home of First Booneville students and First Booneville kids, Booneville Family Dental, and Stacy Hobart Photo Art. Thank you for our sponsors for sponsoring BoonevilleBearcats.com and the app. Everything that they sponsor goes back into the athletics department. Let's see here. I want to make sure I've got all the veterans shout outs real quick.
We're keeping this updated best we can on the game going on between Smackover and Barton. Scores currently tied at 28.
So Barton has the ball right now. Smackover's got the ball right now. Okay. Some more shout outs. Let's see. Herman Adair, Air Force. Tracy Spencer, Marine Corps. Nathan Clare, U.S. Navy. Then Alicia McKesson, she says, amazing aunt, Master Sergeant, Miss Ruth Green, who just recently has passed away, and she's going to be dearly missed. Ruth was a very sweet lady, good lady.
One name I've got that I need to shout out, a couple of them. Derek Davis,
yes,
former quarterback here for Booneville. That was a shout out given by Kelly Carlin, Booneville legend Kelly Carlin. And Austin Baker shouts out to Aaron Littlefield. He was the former fighter in World War II, so and his family. So thank all of them for their service as well.
We'll give you some stats. We'll go ahead and get out of here. 28-28 right now is the score for the Barton and Smackover game. I should have asked Ethan where he was watching that at. Best bet you could probably head over to YouTube, honestly, folks.
Yeah, I think it was on YouTube.
And watch it. I will try to keep it updated on our Facebook page, Booneville Bearcat live stream. But here's your final stats. Junction City had 43 plays for 217 yards, 24 minutes and 26 seconds time of possession, 29 rushes for 125 yards on the ground, 3 of 14 passing for 92 yards. They had 2 turnovers. They had 14 penalties for 115 yards. Booneville Bearcats, 37 plays, 450 yards, 23 minutes and a second time of possession. Every single bit of that was on the ground. We had 1 turnover. We had 12 penalties for 96 yards. Individual stats, DeBow for the Dragons, he did just a little bit of everything for them. They're going to miss him. He's a senior. 3 of 13 passing for 92 yards, 1 touchdown and interception. He had 41 yards on the ground. Flowers was the leading rusher for them, number 23, 4 carries for 48 yards. And number 4, Williams, had 43 yards on 14 carries. Jay Carter, number 7 for him, leading receiver, 1 for 77. And Thurman, 1 for 11. DeBow was the leading tackler for him, 5.5 tackles. And Hayden Hudson had 5 tackles. For your Booneville Bearcats, Trace Hall is your leading rusher, 6 carries, 185 yards. That puts him up over the 1,000-yard mark for the year. Dax Goff, 9 carries for 120 yards. Cody Elliott, 8 carries for 78 yards. And he's closing in on 1,000. He needed 122. Yep. So he's got around, what is that, Isaac? 30-something yards?
44
yards to get 1,000. Peyton Tatum, 5 carries for 41 yards. Hunter Warren, 3 carries for 12. Garrick Barr, 2 for 10. Your leading tackler, Chase Plumell tonight, 5.5 tackles. Dax Goff, 3 tackles. Brendan Dove, Brooks Herrera, Jace Washburn, and Hunter Warren all had 2.5. And Dakota Manson and Seth Wilson all had 2 tackles, followed by David Hicks, Damari Poole, and Garrick Barr with 1.5 tackles. So a pretty good game by the Cats. Move on to the second round of the playoffs, depending on the outcome of the Barton and Smackover game, whether or not we will be at home or on the road. We will let you know. Guys, you got anything else?
No, man, ready to go. We're 1 step closer to the ultimate goal, which is to get to that state title game.
That's right.
So 1 step closer, and a big game, no matter who we're playing next week. It's going to be a big game. Booneville needs to have a good weekend to rest here and come back Monday ready to go. Get us to Thanksgiving weekend.
Hey, then that's always good when you're playing Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for Isaac Brown, Jake Fennell, I'm Zach Austin. Lord willing, we'll see you next week. And remember, as always, it's a great day to be a Bearcat.